next time. Whether you drive a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Porsche, our team is committed to keeping you safe on the road. A1 Automotive, where integrity drives everything we do. Please visit us at 5110 State Hill Drive or give us a call, 402-267-4660. Always honest answers.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
This summer, Salt Dogs fans are making history at Haymarket Park. We're celebrating 25 seasons of grit, grins, heart, and hometown pride. Lincoln, you built this stadium. You named this team. And season after season, it's you, the fans, that keep us coming back for more. So let our thank you be our promise. The best is yet to come. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $195 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1009974, $195 per month, lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 10,000 due at signing, no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees expert. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 8/31/26.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves. We would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate again. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios at 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. It's time to kick off stoppage time on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Nebraska Wesleyan men's soccer head coach, Brenden Bonilla.
What is happening, Lincoln? Really excited to be back with you guys. In the studio with me is Brenden Zuerlein. We'll get to him shortly. But wanted to touch base quick on just a great golf event that we had yesterday. My team, unfortunately, finished fourth to your dad, who they finished third. So for the first time, we had a different winner, and it was two teams that we didn't really know. So it was great to see some new faces, meet some new people. Brendo's team played in front of us or behind us the whole day. And so we got down to kind of the last two holes, and I had hit one that it rolled over the green and almost into the water. And as we're getting ready to chip on, we had to move out of the way because one of the guys on your team did hit it over the green and into the water. And so we were,
sadly,
we were laughing about that. And then we go to the next hole. Super windy day yesterday. We're talking through our club selection. I had figured my game out from a kind of a rough start, and then in front of these guys, just absolutely chunk one.
Hey, you know what though? It made me not happy, but I wasn't alone on that day. You know? I did that a good number of times yesterday as well. So
yeah, no, there were a lot of us goofy mistakes, but that's why it's a scramble. You hope your teammates pick you up, which again is always fun. But still haven't been beaten by any of you guys, so that's a positive in my world.
Sad. It's gonna happen one of these years.
It will. Yeah. It definitely will. But yeah, so with me is Brenden Zuerlein, and he comes to us from Omaha, the Papillion area specifically, but Creighton Prep High School. Bizu, man, you have a lot of nicknames, so sorry to people listening, but kind of talk us through a little bit about your journey to getting to the point where you were going to make a college decision. So kind of everything leading up to that. What was it like to be at Creighton Prep? What was it like to play club here in the Nebraska area?
Yeah, so I kind of always knew my whole life that I wanted to play college soccer. It just wasn't really something that I was willing to give up. So yeah, like obviously playing club in Nebraska, I had a really great experience. I played for Sporting. I mean, I think Sporting Nebraska is still what they're called these days. They've gone through like 18 name changes at this point. But I was blessed to have a lot of really good coaches coming up. So great experiences there. And then prep was awesome. I mean, I still play with obviously three of those guys now at Wesleyan too. So kind of going through that whole process with them, getting to make that decision with them was awesome. And then, just being here now, obviously the college decision is never easy. Obviously, a lot played into it, but it was really enjoyable kind of being able to see how, especially us four, obviously I had a lot of guys from prep that ended up playing collegiately. But kind of going through that whole process with me and then obviously Max, Owen, Tommy, was just really, really cool getting to see all of us end up at the same place eventually. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys had a really strong class in your grade. Yeah. I think that was until this coming year, that was the largest class we'd ever brought in.
Yep.
10 of the 11 guys were from Nebraska and Frank. Yeah. So it was a very different recruiting year. I mean, obviously we want to do well in the state, and that's our first goal, is to try to find the most talent here. And in your class, we certainly did that. And your story is a little different from Henry, who was here 2 weeks ago, where Henry, he didn't play a ton freshman year, got a few minutes going into kind of sophomore year, and then had a big role last year. Yep. You, on the other hand, you didn't start straight away freshman year, but you worked your way into that role, and you've kind of never looked back. And a bit of behind the scenes, I was going through this, but before I came in, and we had Isaac, who was coming off of a all-conference honorable mention freshman year at 6'7", 250, like an absolute man mountain in the back.
Yeah.
We had Logan, who had played a ton of minutes going into his junior year. I was really high on Noah, who was in that class. Like, I mean, I've seen him play a ton. I was super excited about him. And then I was excited about you, but I had you probably kind of filling in the role of extra minutes, coming off the bench, learning behind guys. And this is why you have multiple coaches, right? Because Steve liked you a lot right off the bat. And for me, it was, and I told you this at the end of that year, but you were the biggest surprise for me in that entire class, because we had some absolute dynamite players in that group.
Studs,
and you came in and just kind of made that back line your own and have never looked back. And so kind of talk to me about what it was like to have to come in and really earn that role.
Yeah, well, first of all, I honestly, like, at first I was definitely a little bit, frustrated, as one would be, not getting as many. I was playing a good amount, so I wasn't that angry, but like, I had come off playing 3 years high school where I started and played every minute. So obviously that's what I wanted. That's what anyone wants. So, but yeah, after a little bit, I kind of just learned to embrace the role a little bit. Like, I kind of had nothing to lose. Like, I was a freshman. Like, I had all these older guys in front of me, like you said. So, kind of just embracing that role, like learning to grind. Like, really, I wanted it really bad, and so I was just kind of I was very self-motivated. And then obviously, like, working with you, Steve, Dan was still here at the time.
Yep.
Getting that extra work in the weight room, it was just, I embraced the role and just kept on working, and, it eventually worked out. So
yeah, it did. And, you mentioned hitting the weight room.
Yeah.
Your physique freshman year to where you are now is night and day.
Yeah.
For those listening that either have young players in any sport, but young players for soccer who might have the dream to go and play in college or beyond, how important is the weight room? How important is recovery, sleep, eating habits, all of that stuff? Touch on that a little bit, because you're a prime example of what positive work in those areas can do.
Yeah. So to start off, weight room is arguably, for me, has been 100% the biggest thing. The college game is night and day from high school, from club, from any of that. Like, the physicality, especially in our conference, physicality that we play with is it's tough if you're not adjusted to it. So getting in the weight room, spending a lot of time in there is huge. And then you mentioned recovery as well. I definitely struggle with some injuries over the years, to put it lightly. So like, injury prevention, I mean, I want to be a physical therapist. This is exactly what I want to go into. So injury prevention, I will speak on that a lot. It's huge. Like, providing your body a way to take the blows and recover after the fact is massive, especially in college, especially with how short our season is. Spending that extra time is only going to help you all the more. So
for sure. Before we get into kind of the injury discussion, because I want to head that way.
Yeah.
What are some of the things for injury prevention or recovery that you rely on heavily?
I know you love your ice baths, don't you?
I do. That's fair.
Those are big ones. I actually really enjoy those a lot. Stretching is like a very much so. I know people talk about it all the time, but the amount of people that actually do it is not really that much, and it should be a lot more. So that's a huge one. I love, like, massage guns, like Normatec leg sleeves. I've gotten a lot of cupping done, needling. There's a lot of different things. I think the easiest and honestly, like, one of the best ones for you is literally simply stretching. Being in a warm environment that's kind of gonna just encourage that process is it's what definitely the biggest one to me.
Yeah, no, I think guys especially are horrible at stretching. We've come a long way from back when I played, and like the warm up was, hey, jog 2 laps around the field and then we're going to start, to there's actually a dynamic warm up now, and you get your body moving in the appropriate way. You do a touch of stretching in between just to get activated, not to actually deep stretch and elongate muscles, but just to get going. And then practice ends. And for us, it's like, if you have an 8 o'clock, you got to go.
Yeah, see ya.
If you got a little time, you can hang out and do what you need. Yeah. But most guys, because even if they don't have a morning class that starts at 8, they've got one at 9. So they want to get back and get some nutrition, get back into the classroom and be ready to go for the day, get a shower, all of those good things. So the stretching part is missed from the coach's end because the time constraints, right? Yep. This isn't unfortunately, a professional environment where you have all day and your only thing is you're getting paid to be here. Let's be here.
Yeah.
So the ownership for that falls upon you as the individual. We've put in to kind of our player guides that we give out what things you can do to kind of equate to a point system that we have. And your goal is to try to get 100 points every week or every day, so that you're seeing whether it's because you slept well or you ate well or you were hydrated, but you can add in points for stretching or cupping or going into the treatment room, hitting the ice bath, because those things are so important. And, when we're on the road, we have more time. And so we'll team stretch on our off day and go through that stuff. Rudy, I'll bring you in here as a baseball guy to give us a talk on or maybe a different look, but what did you guys do in your world for all of this type of stuff to recover, to acclimate, to get going?
Yeah, a lot of our stuff was more arm care than anything. I think obviously we have a sport that is so dominantly reliant on what you can do with your arm. And I was a DH, so I didn't really use my arm too much, but that was a big thing. Stretching was huge for us. But I think too, like a lot of the pitchers is kind of where it mattered more. Cause for us, like we could go through defense stuff. And I mean, that wasn't too high exertion for us. So we were able to kind of get by with just some of the more basic stretching stuff. But then we started working out with Coach Peters in the weight room, and then his warm-ups definitely got us going, got the sweat moving and everything. So then our workouts after that were a lot better. But I think for us, it was a lot of like the band work, using a lot of the J bands you hook to the fence, stuff like that, plyo balls, throwing them, kind of just getting the arms loose, which it seemed tedious in the moment. And there was times where I was like, okay, like I'm not even going to throw a baseball today. I'm just going to swing. But at the end of the day, like we're there to get better. We're there to get healthier. I mean, you're only as good as you are if you're available. And so I think that was a huge role for us. We would do a lot of like after our conditioning stuff that we would have, a lot of it was like cool down runnings that we started implementing this year, which was interesting because we hadn't done that before. So kind of easing back into the baseball stuff of it was always important for Coach Christie there. I mean, times whenever we'd have to get punishment running, we didn't really get the cool down after, we just took off. But other than that, though, I mean, a lot of it was the arm care, a lot of it for me, because like we would do it kind of just depending on what you needed to. So for me, I always had back injuries. I had a back surgery my junior year. So after that, he knew that a lot of the stuff I would do would have to be around the back. And so for him, it was always like, okay, you're done swinging, go do your back stretch or stuff like that. So it really depended on the player and the position that you played. But other than that, we took it pretty serious. It's just sometimes it was a lot easier for us not to if we were having an easier day. But I think it definitely like that. It helps prevent the injuries, helps us stay strong, especially when we're playing 40 games a season. It helps. So yeah, I mean, it was a huge part for our program too.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's vitally important, and it's the thing that you see the most as like guys get older and you go out to play pickup and you do all like nobody stretches, you just jump out and go.
Yeah.
I have to make sure that I'm there early enough or my back won't agree with me.
Mm-hmm.
So getting on to the injuries, I mean, the thing that's kept you off the field hasn't been your play or your ability. It's been little knocks. And what might seem little in our sport can be really big, because if it's something to do with your legs or feet, it's a problem, right? And you had a back issue as well. So just kind of run through those. I mean, you finished last year on essentially a broken foot. So kind of talk us through that, and we'll talk on my side of things, what it looks like from the coaching standpoint when those things happen.
Yeah. So the issues with my feet kind of run all the way back to high school. So I fractured my foot. Gosh, that would have been like junior, senior. I honestly can't even remember.
Yeah, I think it was in the junior year.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. So that was obviously a bit frustrating. Yeah, it was junior, because then I was playing. I was kind of game to game. It was a stress fracture, not like a full fracture, so I was still able to play on it. It was just kind of one of those things. Like, obviously, again, you don't want to make it worse. Get the full fracture, break your foot, do whatever. So that was frustrating. And then so get to Wesleyan freshman year. What did I do? Oh gosh, what was freshman? Do you remember?
Wasn't that the year you had the plate on your foot?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that was another.
Because it went foot, back, foot, if I remember right.
Yeah, that would be correct. So that was frustrating. Luckily, that was towards the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So right after the season was over, I kind of had some time to rehab that. I'm very lucky. My next door neighbor is actually a foot and ankle specialist. So that's
It's come in very handy.
Yeah, pretty convenient. Sophomore year was, yes, that's when I had the back issue with my spine. I've worked with an awesome, he's like a chiropractic physical therapist, like kind of like mix. He was phenomenal. So we worked through that over those couple of months. Obviously, I was out a couple of games, which was incredibly frustrating. But again, that's kind of where I talked about, like the prevention is so key, especially in such a short season. And then yes, this past season so it started as a high ankle sprain. At first, the lady told me I broke my foot, which I was like, I'm still walking around on this. That's not the case. But eventually went to the doctor, high ankle sprain. And then as we kept on like working through my recovery, we kind of started. So there's a bone in your foot, your navicular. That's where I kept on getting my stress fractures. And we believe the issue is there's this thing called accessory navicular syndrome. So essentially you have an extra bone in your foot. And mine kind of juts out a little bit into the side of that cleat. So every time I was passing a ball, obviously it's just bang, but like, just constantly hammering on that bone. Feels a ton better now. It was kind of just one of those things. I think we had to just get used to the pain, in all honesty, like just keep on giving it that stress, and eventually, your body will adjust. So feeling great now. Again, like you said, all the work that I've been putting in the weight room, I think has just kind of strengthened up my entire body to be able to, like I said, manage that stress, recover more effectively, and just be healthier overall. So very happy to be feeling a lot better now. But yes, the mental and physical stress over the past like 3 years has been definitely something I've needed to work through. But that's why you get your teammates and coaches around you. It's definitely been helpful.
Yeah. On my side of things, the thing that we talk about with our players is if our athletic trainer or your doctor, whomever we are talking to, gives the diagnosis and you now get to choose. So if you got whacked in the upper thigh and it's a dead leg, it's a bruise, a Charlie horse, however you want to call it, and it's incredibly painful and you limp off the field and you got to go stretch out and everything, and I look at the AT and I'll go, hey, Evan, is he good to go? Mm-hmm. And if they say, well, it's a pain tolerance thing, it can't get worse. Yeah. Then I will go to the player and say, hey, this is the deal. You want to go? And it's the player's choice. Now they have the choice to say yes and go back in, or say no. There's no knock if it's a no. It's not, well, you're not going to get another shot. It's just, okay, thanks, next guy up. Yeah. Because if you're not comfortable on it, it won't make it better when you get out on the field. You're going to be hesitant. You're going to get yourself in more trouble because of it. Typically, when we see that, it's, somebody rolled their ankle and they had to go get it taped, or, a big collision and then knees hit together and they're checking you out to make sure everything structurally is fine. Yeah. But then there are also those times that I have to step in and say, hey, it's not today. And that's hard for me as a coach, because you want talented players on the field. It's equally as hard for the player to hear, if not more so, because they've worked so hard to get that and earn that minute. And then when you tell them, you see their face. I mean, you've argued with me before to go back on the field, and I have to multiple times, fully say, no, it's not worth it. But that's where, I feel like it's my job as your coach to sometimes protect you from you. Sure. And that ultimately helps the team down the road, because when we need you the most, you'll be ready to go. Yeah. And we don't ever want to play somebody that could a small injury could become something serious. And so, that's a little behind the scenes on that. Talk to me about when you're making the decision. Obviously, your situation is different from others because you did have a group of guys that were also thinking about coming here at the time. Yeah. I want to say you were the first or second guy to commit.
Tommy was first.
That's what I thought. Okay, so Tommy was first, then you. Yep. Owen was beyond last. Yeah. But talk to me through that, because again, coming into a program with somebody or a group of guys is different than, like Juan, for example, coming from New Mexico, right, on his own.
Yeah. So someone like Juan, obviously the decision becomes a lot harder. I prior to when Tommy had committed, I was like kind of feeling that same way. Like it was middle of like my senior year, I started to question college soccer a little bit just because we were having such a rough season. Which obviously once, like, again, the end of that season was awesome. So it definitely made up for it. But yeah, no, it's a tough decision. There's definitely, a lot of factors involved. Going into the field that I want to, school is obviously very important. So that also had to play a role in the decision, which luckily I was able to find a place that does both incredibly well. So, but no, I don't know. It's tough to say on the more, like, for example, someone like Juan, because I never really had to experience that. Luckily, like I was very lucky in that, and because the other school that I thought about, Max, was going there as well. So I like, again, I was very lucky on both of those fronts. But yeah, it's kind of just something you just kind of got to sit. Like, I genuinely think I sat down and made kind of a pros and cons list with my parents. And it's just one of those things that you gotta weigh the good and the bad and everything in between, and just see kind of where you fit. And Wesleyan was one of those places for me where it's everyone says don't live at your parents' house, like don't stay super close, but so Wesleyan was a great balance between not going super far but staying close enough to where I can still see them. Obviously a great athletics program and a ton of guys that I love being around every single day. The curriculum and the academics are awesome. So kind of once I found that like all three of those categories fit for me, it was a pretty easy decision from there.
Yeah. And I think that's the important part, right? And we've talked on it before, is you've got to figure out what you want in the university before you can make a decision, because it might be great that the soccer program is doing really well, or you love the coach, or the team is awesome and the players, the culture fits. But if the school doesn't fit, then it's not the right spot.
Yeah.
And so you've got to be able to discern that. And so, everybody has their own process. And I think that's the fun part of this is, hearing Henry versus hearing you. And then we'll talk to other guys down the road. But, as we look towards your senior year and what is on the horizon, I mean, it's been a blink of an eye, and now all of a sudden you guys are going to be gone. What are you excited for, and what are you nervous about going into your last year?
Oh man, there's a lot there. I am incredibly excited for just to get back on campus and kind of the opportunity we have this fall. Last year definitely a bit of a
that was for you.
Yeah. Not quite the season we wanted, so to have another opportunity to get back out there and again accomplish our ultimate goal of going as far as we can is awesome. It's all we can really ask for in this sport, so I'm very excited for that. Beyond that, I'm actually graduating in December, so very nervous to kind of like enter, for lack of a better phrase, enter the real world. It's just crazy. So hopefully I will be going to PT school after the fact. So I'll be in school for a bit longer. But again, you've been around the same people for the past coming up on 4 years now. So entering like a brand new experience is going to be definitely a little bit nerve wracking, but a little bit exciting as well. So yeah, very, very excited for the soccer that I've been itching to get back to campus, back on the field all summer long. And yeah, so very excited to do that. Get to know the new guys that are coming on campus as well. I've been lucky enough to play with them a decent amount this summer, just at like our open fields and whatnot. And I'm really liking all of them so far. And then to get to meet some of the new guys coming from really far away, I'm excited for it. It'll be good. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the team is setting up to be a contender, certainly. We 2 points out of first last year in a looking back kind of heartbreaking way that we gave that one away. Yeah. I think though that with what we have returning along with the guys coming in, it really bodes well to put us in a position to fight for a title. 100%. Nothing's going to be given to us. There's no surprise. Wesleyan isn't bad anymore. People know who you are. They know that you're good. Yeah. They know that they have to play well. And I think it's an opportunity this year that it's taken us a long time to build to. But hopefully we can come in ready to go and take that next step. Yeah, 100%.
What would you say was the biggest factor that drew you to Wesleyan? Because you've touched on the ability to play soccer.
Yep.
You've touched on having the right program. The location is great.
Mhm.
But what would that biggest factor be if you had to give advice to somebody on choosing a college? Like, what was that thing for you that you were like, this is the place?
That's a good question. I think for me, and this has always been a big factor in every decision I made in my life. I think the biggest thing for me was just the people. I think if you're gonna make a decision to play a college sport and you're gonna go somewhere where you don't necessarily feel like you enjoy the people that you're surrounded with, I think it's going to be very hard for you to thrive there. So for me, obviously going through talks with you, with all the other members on the coaching staff, and then all of the players that were here. I mean, I still talk to those guys all the time. Every time I see them, it's awesome, you know? So I think that was definitely the biggest thing for me. Like just feeling like I was wanted here, feeling like I was going to work well with the guys that I was with and that they were going to help me, in all aspects of my life, you know? So, yeah, definitely the people.
Yeah. And, you know, Rudy and I have talked about how the campus feels like a community.
Mm-hmm.
For us, one of the biggest pieces in the recruiting process is you can be somebody that's great that I want. And we've had conversations, whether if you're out of state, it was via Zoom or FaceTime, whether it was, you know, you coming or me going out to watch you play. But the thing that we talk about so much in the recruiting process is you've got to come and meet the team.
Yep.
Because if these guys are who you want to be with, right? I don't plan on going anywhere, but if tomorrow the school's like, hey, thanks so much for your time, you're out, which can happen in college athletics.
Mm-hmm.
If the group of players that you're with, you buy into and you like that culture and that environment, you will have a great 4 years, whether you are playing every minute of the game or none at all. Obviously, you're all trying to play every minute of every game. That's the goal as a competitor. But when you look back on your time at Wesleyan, my guess is that the memories will be, sure, some wins, right? Maybe a couple losses in there, but more so the friendships and the bonds that you've made with the guys that you played with. And when you come back to those alumni games, those are the things that you're going to talk about. It's not going to be, oh, we did this, this, and this. It's going to be, dude, it's great to see you. How's life? And all of those fun things. So, I think that's spot on. You know, everybody's got to have their own way to find out what they're looking for, right? Their own criteria. Yeah. But if you can find the right people, then you're going to be in a good spot for sure.
Yeah. And that's one reason that I've always really appreciated, kind of like the way that you do, like when people come on campus, like we get to spend a lot of time with the guys. And that's one thing that I've always really appreciated because, like I went on other visits prior to committing here, and it's just, it was not the same everywhere else. You got very brief moments with the players. And so, I love getting to do that, getting to know them, seeing if they're going to be a good fit.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we're going to take a break. Yeah, Rudy?
Yeah. Just a quick one here. Yeah, it'll be a quick little 5-minute break. But as soon as that's over, you'll be right back here on Stoppage Time. We got head coach Brenden Vanilla as well as Brenden. I'm not going to try to mess up your last name when we get on here. We'll get it figured out during the break. Keep it tuned right here, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
What if your bank had people who care about the places we call home?
That's what Union Bank does. We encourage this culture of giving back.
I really, really enjoy working with People City Mission.
The United Way campaign.
Habitat for Humanity. Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Everyone's in to help make that community stronger. To be part of all of this that's going on is pretty remarkable.
At UBT, your money has people with a passion for serving. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, It's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Green's Furnace and Plumbing has been servicing the southeast Nebraska area since 1921, specializing in HVAC systems, bathroom remodels, duct cleaning, backflow testing, and so much more. With a network of trained technicians ready to assist you, Green's Furnace and Plumbing is your source for dedicated commercial HVAC services for your business, building, or even your home so it can run without unwanted interruption. Learn more by visiting their website at callgreens.com or give them a call at 402-467-4444 today.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
You're kicking it with Nebraska Wesleyan men's soccer on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Stoppage Time with your host, head coach Brenden Banilla.
Welcome back, guys, to Stoppage Time. I'm here with Brenden Zuerlein. No affiliation to the football kicker, Greg Zuerlein.
A very distant family connection.
Perfect. There we go. All right. Well, we'll have to call the powers that be and see if we can find his agent to get him in here too, and then see what happens. But yeah. So really quick, just want to thank a few sponsors. Red Robin sponsored lunch yesterday, and I had the chicken sandwich. It was fantastic. I almost messed it up because I missed that there was barbecue sauce there at first, that was fire. El Potero brought tacos for dinner. Awesome. Fantastic. Yeah. Crushed those. And Harris Decals for all the signs and stickers that were out there. It was awesome. Really cool. Mark absolutely killed it, finding great sponsors this year for the tournament. We had a blast again. And special shout out to AD for coming out and playing with us. You know, he's had the morning show here for a long time going, and it was great to see him out there having a good time with everybody. So just wanted to say thank you to that before we get too deep into this. But as we go back to the soccer side and we look at your freshman year, that's one of our best seasons. While I've been here, we were 10-4-4 overall. Yep. That was the first time we had hit double-digit wins in a really long time as a program. And then sophomore year, we won another one and had 11. And so it was back-to-back 10-win seasons for the first time since I believe it was 2007 and 2008. So a big stepping stone in the right direction. But looking at that your freshman season, like some of the teams that you played and competed with and beat were big time opponents. So like Lake Forest had just gone to the national tournament. You opened with them and won 2-0. Pacific Lutheran was maybe the best team we had played all year. That team was outrageous.
That team was crazy.
And I think they ended the season in the Elite Eight that year, if I can remember back that far.
Yes, they did.
But that was a 2-2 draw, and I think Owen was the one who hit the crossbar late, and we almost won it. I mean,
screamer,
an inch down, and that's bar down. So it was a hot start, and we went into conference undefeated and playing really well, getting regionally ranked. And then it sort of started to slow down. And whether it was we got caught up in the hype machine that was everything we were trying to do to publicize how well it was going, or we got tired. It's really hard to tell. We did have a couple injuries that year that didn't help, obviously. But as you think about this year, and we talked with Henry about the fact that sometimes when you're young, you're essentially naive to the pressure that is college sports.
Yeah.
Now you're going into your senior year. Arguably, your class has had the best impact, certainly in my time, on results when you look at the overall schedule. Do you feel that there's pressure on the team this year to take the next step, or do you think it's just business as usual?
I think that's a really good question. I think there's definitely some aspect of pressure. These past three years, we've obviously been trying to build something that's going to last longer than the time that we've spent here. So to take that next step, definitely. But I don't think any of us see that as like a constant mental stressor. More, I think we're excited for the opportunity. Again, like I said, we've been building a lot here, and I think we've put ourselves in an awesome spot to take that next step. So pressure, yes, but good pressure, not as in it's harmful to us.
For sure. Yeah. No, and I think that's the right way to look at it, right? Because expectations can sometimes be daunting, and it's a lot easier. And you hear about it all the time. Coaches trying to be able to place a chip on the guy's shoulder or play the underdog card, and you're now a front runner. You'll be one of the top 4 teams come season start, right, in the conference. And so it's going to be down to, can you execute? Can you continue to build? And I think that pressure is good. Thinking about mental stressors, it is National Girlfriend Day, I was told on my way in. So
apparently,
Rudy and I have talked also about how well some of the athletes from different sports intermingle and connect at Wesley. And that's not always the case at a really big school, but we have a place that everybody kind of knows everybody, and if you want to. And so that's a really positive thing. You've kind of done both. You have a significant other now that also plays another sport. Would you want to give her a shout out and chat a bit about that?
Yeah. So Maddie is my girlfriend. She's on the women's basketball team here. We've been dating for 14 months now.
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But yes, like you said, Wesleyan is awesome because I can personally say that I know someone from and I'm friends with on, I think, almost every single other sports team here.
Yep.
So it's awesome. The ability that we have to, like you said, kind of intermingle with the other sports and just get to know everyone. So
for sure. I as a coach at Wesleyan, it's enjoyable for me too, because you see other teams and other athletes and they get to know who you are as well. And obviously not to the same depth as the guys on our team, but like I know Maddie now, right? And she'll call me B-Bon as well, which is great. But there was a day that she was shooting in the gym and I happened to be walking through from the locker room back to the office. And as I'm going through, I stopped and I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And she's like, "Good." And she's like, "Have you talked to Brendo?" And I was like, "No, why?" She's like, "He was supposed to be here 5 minutes ago."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, do you need me to rebound for you? Is that what it is?" And so it's fun that we can have some jokes and some comments and some laughs with not just our own players, but with everybody as we get to know them. And they come and support, whether it's because they're a significant other or not. They come out and watch and support and go with friends, and you guys do the same going back. And so
100%.
That's really fun because, if we use the school down the street, the whole world wants to be at those football games, right? Like that's not anything new. And so it's easy to say, yeah, I support them because I go to the football games, but so does the rest of the state, right? So, and the same goes for where I went to school at A&M and where I've worked at other universities. The difference with our school and the thing that I think makes it so unique is the fact that, yes, when you're at any school, if you're sharing facilities, whether it be the weight room or the training room or the cafeteria, right, you're going to get to know some of those people, right? You're going to know them in class and everything. But with ours, there's such an intimate feel to the campus that you can know as many of the athletes as you want or as few as you want. You can know everybody on the other side that's not an athlete, a general student or somebody in theater or band, and everybody then wants to cheer for each other. And that's unique to Wesleyan from some of the places I've been. And that doesn't take away from those places. They're great as well in their own right. But it is something I think that makes Wesleyan so great when you're putting on that uniform and going out. You know you've got the back and support from the rest of the campus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I honestly can't remember what it's called, but they even like go as far as to like they give you like points for going to the other like team, and then obviously you have like that whole thing at the Westbys at the end of the year. So yeah, the encouragement to support the other athletes at the school is awesome. And I can't speak on other schools. I haven't been there, but it definitely feels very unique to Wesleyan.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk a little bit about the Westbys. So I think every place around the country, right, has some type of award show, and ours is, as I think a lot are now, sort of a takeaway from ESPN's the ESPY Awards, right? And so it's a great night where everybody gets dressed up. We take a lot of photos. We hand out awards, but talk a little bit about that and the process that goes through it, because you're on a different side of things because you help kind of set all of that up as well.
Yep. Yeah. So I am obviously, like you said, part of SAC, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. So it's really cool because I get to be part of like that voting process and kind of see how all that goes down. So that's awesome. But yeah, the Westbys is personally my like favorite time of the year. You know, unlucky I've not won one yet. Hoping for it this year. But no, it's really cool, especially when a soccer guy wins it. You know, getting to see there and support them, walk up on stage and get that award is awesome. And I think they've done a really good job of like picking awards that like highlight the best parts of the year and looking at like the best athletes, the best moments from all the sports season. And, you know, if you're not able to go like support these teams at their games, like it's cool to kind of get an insight into their season as you hear some of these awards. So yeah, it's awesome. I like I said, lucky enough to be on both sides of it, help pick, choose, and then obviously be there during the ceremony as well. It's a really good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Now talk about the culture for me. I know that you guys spend a lot of time off the field, and that's one of the criteria that we have put down as coaches for bettering the culture. But what is it that you guys do? I mean, because we've heard from other players that you guys know, from guys that like, for example, the one guy we had that left and went to a Division I school has talked how much he enjoys playing there and everything, but how much he misses our team because of the culture. So touch on that a little bit, because I think that is what makes our team our team.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's no better way to put it than, I mean, all these guys are basically my best friends, you know, like the amount of time we spend together off the field is insane. I'm living with, obviously Braden's no longer playing, but two other soccer guys in my house right now. Last year I lived with soccer guys. And then my sophomore and freshman year, I did as well. So we kind of do everything together, you know, from eating meals to hanging out on the weekends to going to mass together to getting some touches in, getting in the weight room, we do everything together. And it's created this awesome culture to where like obviously they're your teammates, but they're also your friends, you know? So it gives you that extra incentive to work even harder, to want to be better for them on the field, off the field, all of it.
Yeah. And it's really fun to see guys come back as well. I mean, at the event yesterday, Mo was back. And so it was awesome to see him. That was a surprise to me. I didn't realize Mark had given him a shout. So
none of us knew.
Yeah. So that was really fun. You know, a highlight for me last year, honestly, like as great at moments as the season was and as frustrating at moments as the season was, going to Mass with you guys on the road, like it was open to anybody. And, Cade, we had no idea wasn't Catholic.
Yeah, I know.
And he came with us.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until after the first Mass that we were all like, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. Yep. No, it's great. And he kept coming, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But we had about 9 guys, I think, that would kind of make it if they could come. And, so that for me personally was really rewarding, just being able to share a bit more about who I am with you guys, and not in any preachy way, but just we all went together. We were able to get the bus to take us, or we'd walk or grab an Uber. And, that for me was a really big highlight. And as we look forward to this year, we're all hoping that we're holding a trophy at the end of the year. There's no way to say that that's not what our new expectation is, given what we've done over the past few years. But that, coupled with going to Mass, is going to be the thing that I'm going to look back on and be like, what a year. You had the opportunity to go to Argentina.
Yeah.
When we talked at the end of the year for our team banquet, and Steve will have everybody kind of give something that they really enjoyed, whether it was during the season or just as a student or whatever. Just about everybody that went to that trip said that was the highlight. What made that so special?
I mean, it's a once in a lifetime experience. I would like to go back to South America, but like, that is not something that you get to go do every day, So getting to go down there, experience the culture. Messi's my goat, by the way. he is the goat. So, but no, getting to see that and go down there and experience kind of the culture. We got to eat a bunch of food I've never tried before. Especially the desserts they have down there are crazy, by the way. That was
that lava cake thing.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was Dan's favorite, like every night.
Yeah. No, so that, and then coupled with obviously getting to play soccer down there was crazy.
Yeah.
The one thing I will always remember from that trip is getting to sit down with the other team after the games, and talk to them and eat with them. And like like almost every single one of, I think all of them did speak English. So we were able to communicate with them, and just talking to them like about their lives. Like, I mean, they're kids just like us, so getting to talk to them and see what it was like to live down there was incredible. It was, again, once in a lifetime experience. It's something that I will always personally remember. And I wish that more programs could do it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're going to take one more quick break here before we wrap it up. But just thanks again for coming, Bizu. And we'll be back after this on 93.7 The Ticket.
We all like to save money, and we all like to save time. So why not save money and time on your auto insurance? At Battle Creek Insurance, we offer a way to do both. Enroll in our EFT payment option and save 5% on your auto insurance premium. EFT makes bill paying easy, convenient, and there's no worry of late payments. Visit battlecreekins.com today to contact your local Battle Creek independent agent. Start saving. Battle Creek Insurance. Better together.
Need service on your home air conditioner? No matter what brand you have, just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers, and someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on Maintain X have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try Maintain X free at maintainx.com.
You're kicking it with Nebraska Wesleyan men's soccer on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Stoppage Time with your host, head coach Brenden Banilla.
Welcome back, guys. Just want to say thank you again for listening, for Bizu joining us today. Hope you got a little bit of information on another guy and another route. And as you'll learn throughout this entire process of us being on the radio and bringing guys in, everybody's story is unique. Whether they've played a ton or they've grown into it or not enough, or they're brand new or they're on their way out, everybody's story is unique. And so as we keep doing this and bringing guys on, if you have questions, please let us know. We'll do everything we can to answer those, whether it's on that current show or on the next one. But as we kind of wrap this up, what is your biggest takeaway so far in your 3 years at Wesleyan? And you've only got a semester to go before you're looking to move on. Mm-hmm. What's your biggest takeaway that you have, or biggest piece of advice you can give to anybody listening?
I think you hear this a lot at our banquet, but it's just kind of try to be present in every moment. You know, like we talked about, it's these past 3 years have gone by incredibly fast. And what I would give to go back to freshman year is crazy. But yeah, being present, enjoying the little moments, enjoying the time you got with everyone. That would definitely be my biggest piece of advice. Yeah,
you do hear that a lot, and it's so hard because in the moment, if you're not playing, you're frustrated and you might lose the passion a little bit. But you know, Jed is an example of somebody, and if he's ever back in town and not on a submarine for the United States Navy, we will try to get him in here because he is somebody that embodied what it was to be an unbelievable teammate. Mm-hmm. The guy was the hardest working player every single training session. He would give it everything he had. He'd push our guys to go. But ultimately, he knew at most he was probably going to play 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the game to wrap things up. Yeah. You have to have guys like that. But Jed would always tell everyone, enjoy the training, right? Enjoy being with your best friends. Enjoy all of those moments along the way. The playing time, the winning, that's icing on the cake. 100%. And if we win a title this year, it is going to be with all 32 players and coaching staff. It's not going to be the 11 guys that finish the game and hold the trophy. It's everybody. And if we don't have that buy-in from everyone, we won't get to that point where we actually get to lift the trophy. And so it's a massive takeaway. It seems easy to say, but to live it is more difficult. But every single player that comes through when their time is done, wish they had more time. Yes. So if you can make the most of it and be present in those moments, I think it's really key to not just success on the field with your teammates, but your mental health success. Agreed. And we hear so much about it now, but in order for us to help you guys, those are things that we talk about in team meetings or in my office or wherever it might be. Yeah. As we go into this season, we are ramping up. We're 2 weeks out now, essentially, from you guys moving back in, getting ready to roll. I'm really excited. I know you're really excited. Seeing some of the guys yesterday got me even more hyped. So let's go see if we can win one.
Let's get one.
All right. Thank you for listening, guys. This is 93.7 The Ticket. We love you. We'll see you next week.